Miss England Milla Magee quit the 72nd Miss World finale happening in Telangana, India by conveying to the Miss World officials that her mother was sick back home and went back to England and spoke to media outlets about how she felt exploited throughout the pageant and was made to feel like a prostitute. This controversy has sparked major debate across all news channels, and today we are going to decode it. Hi everybody, I am Lekh Uthaiah. I am a former Miss India World 22 finalist. I am a pageant coach and the founder of Elekhtra, which is a pageant and modeling institute. Social media links of all of this is in the description, so make sure you check that out. Now, while it takes courage to speak out, I respectfully want to offer a broader, more informed perspective, especially for those who don't understand the structure of the global pageant or the humanitarian foundation of Miss World. She released a video on Instagram which claims that number one, the pageant was all about appearances only.
They want the sparkly dresses, they want the sparkly crowns, but I learnt very quickly this isn't why I embarked on Miss England, and this is not why I'm out here. I'm not staying true to myself, and I'm going against everything that I advocate for if I'd stayed out there any longer.
She says she wasn't given the space to talk about her Beauty with a Purpose project even once.
And at Miss World, I'd expected to have an opportunity on a global level to learn about the other girls around the world, to campaign about myself back in England that I've been campaigning for with my community. I didn't have the opportunity to say about it once. I expected that we'd have an opportunity every day to talk about our purpose.
She says she saw poor people outside and saw a very dramatic class divide which made her very uncomfortable.
Obviously there's a very dramatic class system out there, and I hadn't witnessed that sort of poverty before. And getting into coaches most evenings and being driven through the streets of India, it didn't sit well with me, seeing these people that are living in slums.
She criticized the fact that she had to wear makeup day in and day out, which was completely contrast to what she was advocating for, which was a Miss England who wears no makeup on her face.
A Miss England that is makeup free all the time, because I don't wear makeup myself naturally anyway, and it was about not conforming. But when you're out there, whether it's Miss World or anywhere, any career, you feel like you've got to conform to be accepted.
She also claims to have felt objectified, where she was made to sit amongst a table of dignitaries and was asked to entertain them. In the video that you can see, there were around 2 contestants per table, and they were basically made to talk to IPS officers and their wives and their children because it just happened to be one of those events. Now here's the thing, when you enter Miss World, it is not a mystery format. This pageant has been around since 1951. Miss World is a global competition, a platform which balances your glamour, it balances your public speak, your Beauty with a Purpose project, and performances. Every contestant, including Miss England, would have been briefed about the format of what all would happen during their time in India way beforehand. Here's a clip of her talking about how she was completely unaware of what would happen at Miss World.
So coming from a system like Miss England that was so empowering, I had no idea what to expect at Miss World other than from what I've experienced, which was all about purpose, all about your campaign.
If you have represented your country, it is basic research to actually make sure you talk to the previous winners to understand what the format is. Ask and do your research around what the previous editions included. The key here is to understand that sponsors play a major role not just in pageants but any global events. Here's why this is dangerous. Words like this, being compared to a prostitute, it isn't just harsh, it is irresponsible. Especially when said in a country like India, they hold a lot of cultural and social weight. And especially in a state like Telangana, which is known to be extremely equal and safe for women. And it also shifts the blame from the real issue. If the real issue was that Miss World as an organization seems extremely outdated and doesn't feel like it's relevant in today's age and day, that's where the conversation should have lied, not having to compare herself to something being called a performing monkey and being farmed out for entertainment. It is an entertainment space. You are an entertainer, and there is no shame in that. It is a part and parcel of the job. And that is basic research that needs to be done. And what you don't understand, that this is also tarnishing the image of the 100 women who are still competing in the very platform. Are you saying that you fled because you felt exploited, but all the other women who are staying are actually accepting to being exploited? It raises a question on the integrity of all the women out there. The system isn't perfect, I agree. You want to talk about it specifically made for the male gaze, and if you want to say that I am talking from internalized misogyny, that is your decision. But I will tell you what Miss World has done. Miss World has raised over $1 billion across the world, with 142 countries having active beauty with a purpose projects, which has actually helped a lot of sick and underprivileged people over the years. This platform has given thousands of women a voice, it has given them careers, and it has given them purpose to be larger than themselves. Many have gone on to become journalists, lawyers, UN advocates, and change makers in their very own countries. If anything, Miss World is the only pageant which is rooted in humanitarianism. It doesn't just focus on catwalks, it doesn't even have a bikini round. It asks you, what is your purpose? What have you done for the community? If Miss England felt genuinely exploited, she has every right to talk about it, but it could have been done in a more constructive manner. She could have addressed these concerns to the organization directly. If none of that worked, she could have advocated for the actual changes that can be implemented in the system, rather than putting taint all over with one brush, not just for the organization but also for the host country, which is honestly spending a lot to make sure that this works out and it brings laurels to the youngest state, which is Telangana. Because here's the reality, in a pageant like this, there are 100 more contestants who have been on a mission, who've had dreams, who worked hard enough and feel proud to be a part of something that is larger than themselves. And this very statement kind of takes away all the good things that has happened and only makes you look at the pageant with one light. Look, I admire and respect Miss England's bravery to talk about something that she felt strongly against. I think it takes guts, and I am honestly very proud of her to be able to walk away, because it genuinely conflicted with who she was as a person. But in all of this chaos, let's also not forget, number one, the girls who have worked years to be on that stage, especially like Nandini Gupta, who's representing India currently. She has trained for over 2 years, dedicated her entire life, her entire career to work on this, because she, being from the host country, had a lot more responsibility on her. And everything that we are doing is bringing her one step closer to all the years that she actually sacrificed to make India proud on a global stage. Secondly, the very legacy of Julia Morley and the concept of beauty with a purpose. And thirdly, the Indian teams and the volunteers. It takes a village to put things like this together, and pretty much has taken probably over a year to plan all of this and to execute it, and all of it just goes down the drain because of one person's individual experience. Because I'll tell you what I've learned, real progress doesn't happen by abandoning the stage, it happens by staying in it and using your voice wisely. I've made sure I've tried to use my voice to help as many people as possible. You know that I'm a good speaker, right? I know that I was deprived of the mic on the finale night on my own pageant, but I didn't let that stop me from actually talking about things that matter. I'm still out here giving you the knowledge. I've built my own platform and I've used that title to help others. And that's what you can do with your voice, rather than completely shunning all the good things that also come out of something that probably wasn't working out for you. I want you to also tell me what you think about the whole situation. I have linked a few videos for you to go and watch so that you also get a better context to this. And let me know what else you would like to see. I'm very excited for the Miss World finale regardless. I wish Nandini all the very best, rooting for India through and through. I was at the Miss World contest last year because it happened in Mumbai. I have a vlog up, I will link it here, you should go watch it. I can't go this time around because I have personal commitments, but my heart is with you, India. Let's make it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye.